Hey YouTube, the best part about hitting Legend early-ish in the season is that you get to mess around now. So here comes a double electric team that you probably should not use these double electric Pokemon. Giratina, Zapdos, Togedemaru. And let me just actually start by saying, Zapdos I've used multiple times on this channel in Ultra League, and I still like it. I think you really need to team build around it properly, and this isn't it, because you're weak to like double weak to Ice here. Um, and like dark Pokemon like Scrafty is going to cause front and back end problems. But so I wouldn't use this exact team at all. But I've used Zapdos before, and it is very, very glossy, very hard hitting, and decently spammy with the Drill Peck Thunderbolt. So if you want to check it out in other videos, even in here, you're going to see some decent play. I actually had to use it as a safe swap because I used Togedemaru as my other electric Pokemon because I had a Hundo. Why not? I dominate within in Great League. Maybe I can dominate in Ultra League as well. The problem was, it seems that like, so you're gonna see half these matchups with Felstinger, half with the Gyro Ball. Both just get severely limited against steals and like water, like not water but Swampert in particular is like it's really really tough to deal with. So that's why putting Giratina to kind of deal with Swampert and ground and stuff like that. But then it leaves you like double ice weakness, stuff like that. So Zapdos I think has play in this. Giratina you're gonna see carries this team a bunch. And then Togedemaru had its moments, for sure had its moments, but I know exactly that's just me knowing how to play with it and not anything else. But let's look at some battles. We actually hit, so here's the problem. You're gonna see these battles and you're gonna see 7-1, 8-1. And that's what I went with this team. The problem was it wasn't this team, it was a mixture of like good lineups, as you're gonna see, and also I had dropped to like 2,400 because you're going to see in the last week, you're going to see a Great League Zangoose. You're going to see one, either you've seen it. Yeah, you've probably already seen it already about Snorlax and the problem there. And I also tried one with Politoed that you're not even going to see because I could not get like any wins with Politoed. So that is the problem with that end. But let's actually look at this in action. So Giratina against Mirror Match, I kind of have to stay here. And this is the problem. Like, if they're running Giratina and like a ground Pokemon like Steelix or something in the back, Steelix actually kills this whole team. Then this is like an auto loss. They're running Dragon Breath on theirs, and I'm running Shadow Claw on mine. So the trade-off between those two moves is Shadow Claw is going to get you to the charge moves faster. The Dragon Breath is going to do more damage. So I am able to just outpace this to the third move to be able to take switch here or grab the last shield. Both are fine, I guess. Instant swap here, mistake. I'm weak to ice here. Togedemaru resists everything except for the earthquake, so I should have immediately come in there. If both are going to get walled anyways, I might as well just take the matchup that dominates. So that was really dumb on my part. What I am able to do is, I was going to say bait once, but what happens here is they come into Swampert, which is actually kind of beneficial and actually just may have saved me this game. Because what happens here is I go back-to-back Drill Pecks. They don't shield either. And they will get a Hydro to take me out. But as you're going to see there, they're left with like 1 HP, which means that I can Thundershock. I have Spark on this a couple times too before I actually switched it. So if you're seeing something that's like way more damage, like this is Spark. And you're seeing Gyro Ball, and I need to catch is my only win condition. I catch an Earthquake. So I'm able to get the double wild charges to take this out. So that was just a great catch there for the win. But it's also doing a ton of damage, those sparks, but slower on the energy. If you're going to use this Pokemon, Thundershock and Wild Charge is the way to go because its power lies with its Wild Charge nuking abilities. So back to back here. So you're going to see Gyro Ball on a few. You're going to see Spark on a couple. In the end, this moveset is what I want to do here. We both instant swap here, so there's nothing that I could have really done there. We both instant swapped. Zapdos has to be the safe swap. Just because if you get like a Swampert or something, you can at least neutral Drill Peck. But again, there's some Pokemon that you just can't throw anything, but whatever. I'm going to go back-to-back Drill Pecks here because this will grab a shield. And then I think I'm going to, I guess, farm. with Togedemaru. Because I can't really come in with my other thing weak to ice. So I gotta farm here, but these are still the sparks. It actually did quite well, the sparks. Because of the extra spark. It's interesting because spark on non-lantern actually was like, oh, this move is actually quite strong right now. Where it is a little slower is this charge up here to get to the wild charges, but I am at 2. The question is, do I get to the second before they get to a blast burn? I do, but they catch on a double weak to electric because there's not a lot of electric. Goodbye Greninja. Get one more spark through. It's now low enough that yes, it has Dragon Claw. This Dragon Claw, it only does like 30%, right? It's a non-stab, same type attack bonus move. So even though they're hitting for super effective, it's still not hard hitting enough to take this out. I get my own Dragon Claw off. Won't be enough to take it out. I believe, if I remember, they throw one more to take me out, and then I spark down. So the spark actually has come through a couple times, but I still think if you're going to use this Pokemon, Thundershock Wild Charge is the way to go here. And one spark will take this out. There. So Giratina Tapu. So I have 2 answers to the back in this. The thing with this matchup is I'm eventually going to switch out. I think I tried to catch a Moonblast maybe on... I don't know why I'm staying in. If you're going to try to do an ABB, like... First of all, if you're going to do an ABB Electric, the Pokemon to use are Ampharos, because you can have Brutal Swing or Focus Blast, which gives you coverage for this meta. And then other people like to use like Magnezone or something like that as your double electric. I wouldn't mind I call the Surf Bait, so that's nice. And now I shield the Moonblast, and I should be able to just come out with a ton of energy and health. And they come in their own electric here. Yeah, so how you do this properly is Ampharos is the safe swap because it now has Focus Blast. It has Trailblaze now too. Focus Blast, Trailblaze, and Brutal Swing. So it has enough movesets that you can actually just run the electric fast move with Brutal Swing, and I think this one... Does this one have trail? No, this one probably just goes straight Brutal Swing here. But like Trailblaze, Focus Blast, Brutal Swing. So it has a lot of secondary moves that can cover you, and that's what you want to do. You want to try and pull out a... You want to pull out a Swampert or something, be able to still hit it, punish it with something in the front. Again, I use Giratina. You don't have to use Giratina. And then sweep in the back with your other electric. They use Magnezone. I like Zapdos as a glass cannon nuke in the back. They come in here. They're dry though, so get the full farm down. And this Drill Peck, you know, is going to one-shot a Machamp. So this is going to take this out. Goodbye, Machamp. Take that matchup. So their own Zapdos, again, having played this in reverse multiple times, yes, the Thundershocks add up to Drill Pecks quickly. Drill Pecks are not good enough. I tried to catch a Drill Peck on Togedemaru, which is actually sweet because we both instant swapped into secondary Pokemon, Cress and Togedemaru. So I'm already basically at 100 energy here, as you can see, 100, 100, 100, 100. I just don't want to throw yet because once I throw the Wild Charge, it's going to lower my defense substantially. And then that Moonblast is now potential KO range. So that's the only problem. That being said, I did in that scenario let them get to a lot of health, like a lot of energy. So you still may want to throw like 4 before, but just be aware that just be aware that your defense is lowered. So I have to commit a shield there. I'm hoping to get the full farm. I do. And this Zapdos gets to move off, so I was like, oh, I forgot that this has energy. I'm going to shield because Wild Charge is still neutral here, and it's a Zapdos. So back-to-back Wild Charges is going to cause this thing some problems. So there's one shield, and they catch on a Greninja. Again, this is second Greninja catching a Wild Charge, and they shield. So now I come in my Zapdos. Now the only thing is, am I able to get to a Thunderbolts before they get to a second Night Slash? And it looks like I am. So this will take it out. And then we have the mirror match. And then I have a full health Giratina. So they need to take me out, which they do. But full health Giratina is going to beat even a full health Zapdos on a normal Ancient Power, interesting. And I already have energy, so this game is over. They can throw the Drill Peck, as you're going to see, especially from a non-shadow. Is not going to do anything to Giratina, who I still think is one of the most broken Pokemon in Ultra League right now, despite the many more counters to it, but it's still just so strong. So take that out there. Charizard, again, Zapdos save swap. Here we go. Florges, that's something different. And if they don't have, again, if they don't have a hard punish for Zapdos, like an Ice or a Steel Ground, like Steelix, you can like do a ton of damage here. So I grabbed one shield. This is going to chip. It won't take out, but it'll chip a bunch. Yeah, I grabbed 2 shields, and then I still get a drill pick because they try to farm down. And I get the 3rd drill pick off. So it won't take out, but it will put this very, not even very low. And we see MP there. So again, these matchups are in the 2400, so there's some misplays in here. So now I come in here. This is where I have Thundershock on. I had Gyro Ball on for the majority of this, but like even in this matchup, I tried to farm down all the way, and I can't do it. But if I had like a Fell Stinger, I just throw the Fell Stinger, doesn't take it out, but it boosts my attack, and then I Thundershock, and I come out with 2 Wild Charges. So there really is, unless there's a meta with like certain Pokemon banned or something, then you can maybe run Gyro Ball, but you really don't need it. Fell Stinger is way, way better as a bait move. And this is why I went 8-1, because I'm getting to friggin' blast Greninjas all over the place here. So Greninja, goodbye. Giratina against Septile, right? So 8-1, sure. 2400. Yeah. So anyways, that's a team. There's a couple more matchups here as we play out this week of Ultra League. Let me know in the comments what you want, because I put out some videos this past week. Not that I thought they would do better, because some of these are for more like long-term, like the game mechanics of counting moves and stuff like that. And the subscriber like looking at the Electric Cup. I know no one clicks Electric Cup anyways. The team building secret did okay. But let me know what you want to see this week. I've got a bunch of Ultra League teams because I'm now back making teams since I had guests over, so I could not build, I could not shoot for 4 days there. So you had a lot of bank videos, but now you're getting probably a ton of Ultra League because I've got like 3 or 4 of my own. Plus I got a subscriber one as well in the 3100 range. So stay tuned for that. Someday. But yeah, that was basically it. Someone said do a I don't want to cause like back and forth here. Someone said do an algorithm and why I only get hard leads and I only lose and stuff like that. I would suggest you go. Many of you have come from his channel to my channel. I would suggest you go look at Poke Daxi's video. So Poke Daxi has him and I have GBL collabed a couple times, plus a couple collabs on other videos, and he did not take GBL seriously. He just played it. He didn't learn the game at the time. He just played, and he would hit. He'd do like 500 to 700 matches like a season, and he would hit veteran, ace, make mistakes, not count and stuff like that. Last season he got Panic, who's like constant like leaderboard and a good, very, very strong battler. He got Panic to coach him for an entire season, and he got to Expert. And this season he hit Legend, and I watched his final set where he hit Legend. I saw a few of his matches across the way, but I saw the final set where he hit Legend, and his fast move timing, team reading, and general like knowledge of matchups is insane now compared to where it was 6 months ago. 6 months it was like almost non-existent, and today like watching that, I'm like, you are like legit strong at GBL now, because you know exactly like his fast move optimization was good, his reading of teams was good, his timing was like great, and all this stuff, and he hit legend with his first like last two seasons of legit trying to get better at this game. So when I hear when I hear the arguments about algorithm, the algorithm's out to get me. I'm always stuck at ace. I'm always stuck at veteran. I can't hit any higher because the algorithm screws me. I look at people in the 3600 ELO range, and I look at Poke Daxi, who's put in effort and tries hard and got to it. And I cannot agree that there is an algorithm trying to lower the ability of some people to push and hit expert and legend and not also affecting others. If there is an algorithm, that tries your best to, let's say, keep you at 50% win rate. And that algorithm is only like, I argue that there's like a distribution, and this is, maybe I'll try and find it's a standard distribution. So let me just see if I can find a image of this, just so I can explain just basic probabilities. Well, the last battle plays out, and then I'll bring this up and explain. Nope, that's not it. Where does it go? Okay, we'll put that down for now. Let this last matchup play out, and then we will talk about this in terms of algorithm. So in conclusion, don't build up Togedemaru. It's fun for me, but it's not one you need. Zapdos, I think, is worth building, but just be aware that you need to pair it with a bunch of things to beat steel, like grounds, Giratinas. It's pretty glassy, stuff like that. And then Giratina, if you don't have one built yet, even if you don't have good IVs, or just trade for one and try and build it, because I still think it's super, super strong in this meta. It's another minute and a half here. So Zapdos is going to have to sweep. Do I try and catch an Earthquake here? Or I grab both shields here? Because you can live a Night Slash. It hurts, but it's still non-stab from a Glizzcore. And then it's going to have to be double Drill Peck for the win and watch for the catch. So this will take me out. One Drill Peck, probably enough to take out from this range because they are a shadow and I am a shadow. One Night Slash, obviously not enough. Two will be enough. And they make a catch. Oh, I'm just going to lose this. Oh, no. I was like, did I lose this game? No, I undercharge perfectly. They only get to a Grass Knot. They only get to a Grass Knot before I take them out. So I then go back-to-back Drill Pecks for the win here. I remember that. I remember the catch, and I remember undercharging to get this back-to-back here before they get to it. So good catch. Good heads up on the undercharge. Get the back-to-back for the win there. Okay, so standard distribution from a guy who has his major in economics. Basically, this is your range of like likelihood of probability of something happening versus what's called a Z-score. It's like your like the standard probability of like the likelihood of something happening. So in the middle here, at like in an average scenario, for the most part, your battles would be between between -1 and 1. And then when you go outside the first deviation, you're at your -2 and 2, and you're at your -3 and then 3. So basically what this is saying is that for an average set of probabilities, or like a average set of like whatever numbers or something like that, the majority will be in your between your -1 and 1. And then you'll have the next one between -1 and -2 and 1 and 2 is where there will be some, but it definitely curves down. And then when you get to like -3 and 3, once you get like outside those, you're just like, the probabilities of that happening is like, it's outlier territory, right? It's outlier territory. I always bring this up when it comes to GBL. I picture the bottom, if I had to make this into a like with new headings at the bottom, my -3 would be like completely hard countered. I have no win condition. My -2 would be like, I lost the lead, pretty tough matchup, potential win condition. -1 is like soft lead loss. Soft lead loss. Essentially, that's it, but no hard counter. 0 is like neutral lead. +1 is like soft win lead. +2 is like pretty good lead, not hard countering them, but pretty good win condition. And then 3 is like, I got like a hardcore win condition, like hard countered the team. They really couldn't do anything. I think in terms of algorithms, this is what your algorithm is. Your algorithm is a standard distribution of between hard losses to hard wins. And for the most part, as you can see, the majority of the matchups, if you play 2,000 plus GBL matchups in a season, realistically, the majority of those matchups will be between the -1 and 1. Worst case scenario, they're between the -2 and 2, right? I would say that's like, I think it's been a while since I've done this math, but I think the first Z score -1 to 1 is like a 95% distribution. And then the second one is like a 98 or 99% distribution. And then the last one's like 99.9% or something like that. Like, don't quote me on that. It's been many, 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 many years since I've been in school, but that is essentially it. So the problem is, what a lot of people focus on is they focus on the -3 and the -2. They really focus on, I lost this lead and I just got hard countered. This game is BS. Our mind has a way to like not trick us, but it has the ability to like focus on the negatives a lot more than all the positives that go on, right? You will always complain about like, oh, I had 2-3 games in a row where I was in like the -3, -2, just like hard lead losses that I had no chance, or I would just get like, it was a tough matchup, hard lead losses. At the same time, you probably realistically have had hard counters on your own end where you also beat them and stuff like that. So in the end, I think that the battles overall have some sort of distribution like this, where you can argue that on par, your win rates based on this graph should be around 50%, right? You're going to have the hard lose ones that you're going to lose all the time. You're going to have the hard win ones you're going to win all the time. And then the ones that fall into this sort of middle distribution here are the ones that could go either way. And the ones that go either way, even like I would say from -2 to 2, could realistically go either way. It's tougher. It's tougher on the -2. But realistically, I say any of these could go either way, wins or losses. This middle area is where you show your strength as a battler in Pokemon Go. Those who have the skill set, it's not, Rise to the Occasion posted something on his Twitter the other day, maybe it was like a few days ago now, where he said, I am number 2 on the GBL leaderboard. I am number 2 on the Play Pokemon Championship. So like he's done a bunch of regional. He's ranked number 2 at the point system. And I'm number 3 in some other thing. And I've played Rise. He is methodical. He knows ins and outs and everything. He knows he's one of the best. Do you think that his hard counter distribution to hard counter wins losses distribution is any different than yours? Like, do you honestly think that there's something in his game that is giving him just easy matchups and they're getting like hard matchups in yours? So every time I hear the word algorithm, I'm getting hard countered. This game sucks. This game's putting me down. I don't agree. I agree that there are times you will get hard countered. I agree there are times that you will potentially you will see a lot more of these -3, -2s in a set than you should statistically. But there is no way that this algorithm exists to put down certain people and not others. This algorithm exists to potentially keep your win rate at 50% with a mixture of lead losses and lead wins and stuff like that. But it is your skill set, knowing everything that I've taught you on this channel, team building, knowing matchups, counting, fast move optimization, knowing your win conditions, knowing when to bait, knowing when to undercharge. That's all. That's what flips these matchups in the -2, -1 to wins. Yes, you can have bad leads. Yes, you can have soft lead losses. These are still winnable. These are still winnable if you know how to play the game properly. There's some games you can't win. That you just gotta ignore those. A lot of the games you can maneuver if you're good enough. So when I hear algorithm, this is just one I want. Maybe I'll do a full video. I feel like I want to do a full video on the algorithm and actually look up the percentages and stuff like that so I can explain a bit better. Yeah, but for the most part, if you put in the work, and have the Pokemon, you should hit Legend. And Poke Daxi is a perfect example of someone who has Pokemon, didn't care about learning the game, just played for fun on his channel just to get people to watch, started to take it seriously, put in the time and effort and money. Like I'm assuming he paid Panic to coach him, and then he hit Legend this season on his own because he now has the skill set to do that. And I think that everyone has the skill set to do this potentially too, but it takes time and effort. One more story before I just wrap up here. Nighttime Clasher, or Monkey Knight, he is a subscriber here. And he messages me all the time. And he went to, at one time, 4 straight top 8 regionals. He went to all these different regionals and made second day 4 straight times. He said that he started learning the game 1 year ago from my channel. He said, everything that I know about the game, about the mechanics of the game and team building, I learned from your channel. And again, it's not me saying like, subscribe to this channel and you'll make day 2 of regionals. He took the time, he understood the mechanics, he understood team building, he worked on it, and he mastered it. And that's what, like, you need to put time. You can't just play this on the fly thinking that you're owed wins, because you're not. You need to work for it. So that is it. That's the team. I know that's a little bit of an off, but I'll timestamp that below if people want to hear that. And maybe I'll do this for a full video another time. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.